Hi Tuberville, day 7, post-surgery, 1 week later. I already did a video with my stats just quickly. I've lost 6 pounds since the surgery 1 week ago to today, and I've lost 16 pounds since 2 weeks ago, so that, 10 pounds with the pre-hospital fast and 6 pounds with the or since the surgery. So anyway, you can refer to that other one. I have all my stats and including measurements and stuff like that on that one. But what I want to do is pick up on a couple of loose ends that I keep meaning to talk about. One of them, I'm here in my bedroom now, and sorry for the shaky camera work again with my iPad that I'm holding now. I wanted to show you what I did with my bedroom. I wanted to make sure that I had a nice place to come home to rest in. It was one of my motivators for going through all of this, especially since I had been through so much in the past few months with other surgeries. The bariatric actually, well, just to give you an idea, I had 2 hernia repairs, part of a jawbone removed, as well as a bariatric surgery, all within the last 3 months. 3-4 months. So a lot of surgery, a lot of recovery, a lot of things going on. And I just kind of weary of it all. But this was the one surgery I really wanted. The other 3 were ones that just I had to have and were somewhat unexpected. Having said all that, what I wanted to do was make things as comfortable and as possible and really get myself psyched for this surgery, getting it done, and I also wanted a way to reward myself for all that I had done. I'm sorry, well, I fixed my hair again. I was just outside in the garden and it's kind of a mess. Anyway, but hey, I put on some makeup. I'm learning, and if anyone has makeup tips, please feel free to give them to me. I'm 58 years old, but I'm just now using makeup. Another one of those things to make myself feel better, by the way, is that, and I imagine most of you already do the makeup thing. So anyway, on the theme of making yourself to feel better, I am showing you what I did with my room. Now, first of all, behind me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera around if this works right. Can you do that in the middle? I guess you can't. Well, this is iPad. I'm learning it. I thought I could flip the camera in the middle of filming this, but I guess I can't. So let me show you over my shoulder. Basically what I did was these pictures that are above my bed, I got at a thrift store, and I've said before I like doing things inexpensively. Got these 3 framed, waited till their half off day, 2 Wednesdays a month they have everything half off, so they were inexpensive to begin with, but by the time I bought them they were, I think, $5 and $7 a piece. Not bad. This bed I wanted to talk about. It is an adjustable orthopedic bed. After I had an 8-day hospital stay for a back infection, I'm not sure what's showing up on here because it's hard for me to see and hold this camera at the same time, and my thumb's getting in the way and everything else. Sorry about that. This is a bed that is, boy, I don't know if you can see that at all. Adjustable. It's orthopedic. The head goes up, the foot goes up, and oh well, not going to get a great view of it. About $2,000, big outlay in cash. But for those of you who have the means and are concerned about being really, really comfortable, one thing I learned about my stay at Los Robles Hospital, and by the way, that's not where I had the bariatric. I had my bariatric at West Hills Hospital, which is a sister hospital to Los Robles here in Southern California. And even though they're owned by the same corporation, it was like night and day in the stay. Sorry to say, but if my surgeon sees this, he knows I told him. He wanted my opinion, I gave it to him. What I was going to say is that Los Robles, they have these beds that are incredible. The adjustability of them is wonderful, and the gel mattress is wonderful. And I learned from that you can actually be laid up for a long time and be really comfortable and come out of it without back strain and all that other kind of thing. My hair is really bugging me. Sorry about that. So, as soon as I got out of my 8-day hospital stay, literally the first place I went, even though I really wasn't up to it, my follow-up visit to my surgeon happened to be within a couple of blocks of a mattress store, and I went in, tried out a couple, fell in love, as did my husband with one of them, and ordered it, got it the next day, been happy ever since. Much better sleep, much better comfort. It's really wonderful. So I did want to mention that. Another thing about my first week experience, my diet has been protein shakes with a little bit of dairy thrown in, cream soups, yogurt, milk with one of the shakes. As I mentioned the other day, the dairy didn't go all that well with me, but I've been known to be lactose intolerant before, and I guess I am again. So I had to cut out the dairy, which meant that I had to boost the protein powder to make up for it, because the pea protein that I'm using, and again I'm going to spell it for you, PEA protein, in case you hadn't heard of it, because I hadn't heard of it. It's only 22 grams per serving on the pea protein to make like say an 8-ounce, 12-ounce shake. So I have to drink more of that, or double up on the servings, and that's been a little harder to get down because it's a lot of powder to get down. So I'm coming up with different ways of experimenting with that, and I'm going to try the Greek yogurt again a little bit later. So I noticed the lactose intolerance. That's one of the issues. Another issue is heartburn. With the endoscopy, my surgeon found all of these polyps, a lot of the little ones, and I was afraid he wasn't going to do the surgery as a result, but he did decide to go on and do the surgery, but he told me to go off the Protonix, which I've been taking, because I've been told from my earlier endoscopy, different surgeon, that I had GERD and I needed to be taking the Protonix to treat that. So anyway, I dutifully went off the Protonix, been off it for a week, and starting yesterday started having heartburn, which to me felt more as much like pressure as it did burning, right up here. And my body has so many signals it's sending to me about what's going on. Am I hungry? Am I hurting from something? Is it the heartburn? Is it gas? I'm having to relearn what each thing means. So stay tuned on what we're going to do about the Protonix situation. But I am taking a probiotic, heavy-duty probiotic, and that is BioK 50 billion strain, and I've mentioned that before. I got mine at Whole Foods. I meant to mention that. In liquid form. That was the only place I saw it in liquid form. I did find a couple other pharmacies and health food stores in tablet form, but it's so dang expensive. Whole Foods, the price for the non-liquid form was maybe mid-range. I found one pharmacy that had it less expensive. It could probably be had on the internet for less. But it's something that needs to be kept cold and in pure form, so I kind of trust getting it at Whole Foods. So anyway, the liquid form, what I was going to say, is something that I've been trying, well, I needed it anyway because of all the antibiotics I've been on, but also because of indigestion. And so sure enough, when I start to get these heartburn reactions, what I'm doing, instead of taking, say, Mylanta or some other antacid liquid or some other solution for that, I've been drinking the probiotics. Now it's like drinking watered down, really, 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 really strong, unsweetened plain yogurt. Once you get used to it, once I got used to it, it's not bad. And given the alternatives of heartburn and whatever, I've found that I actually kind of look forward to drinking it and knowing that I'm doing my body something really good. So I did that. Now, I've been asked, does this surgery hurt? Yeah, it hurts, no question. If you're trying to find something that doesn't involve pain, this isn't the thing for you, unless you're planning on being unconscious for a good long time. And you got to come out of that sometime. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but there's ways to prepare for it. I talked about exercises in another one of my videos that can help for the abdominal pain. The main thing to keep in mind is to build your core muscles and suck it in like crazy when you go to get up. Now, I went to my physical therapist yesterday and I asked her, I thanked her for the exercises we've been doing because I thought it helped a lot in recovering and getting out of the hospital bed and that kind of thing. And I said, is it possible, or did I imagine it, that when I engage my glute muscles, and for anyone who doesn't know what that is, your butt muscles basically, when I tensed those, in addition to pulling in my core muscles, it seemed to make it a lot easier when I got up. And she said, well, yeah, it does, because what it does, it takes the pressure off your core muscles, off the muscles that are going to be really sore from that surgery, and that have had incisions in them and all that kind of thing. So, you know what? I guess it was not in my imagination. So whether you use my exercises or any other exercise, anything that tightens your glute muscles, and the easiest thing that I showed the other day was standing up and sitting down, standing up and sitting down. And what I didn't show you, and I hope to in a future video, use a band around your knees so that it's hard to keep your knees apart, but you want to keep your knees shoulder length apart. Have your feet facing forward, and then you're going to bend over, forward, and stick your butt out back as you're getting up, and then straighten your back up. I think if you've done, some exercises with lifting, you know what I mean. How to do proper lift. Then you'll know how to stand up. Hopefully, but that's just one of the simplest, best things to do, to work on. And it's helping in the recovery too. So back to the pain, yeah, there's going to be pain for me. It was the first 24 hours. After that, I barely noticed it. I have not used pain medications at all since the first 24 hours. I haven't needed them. Nausea I only used the other day because I think I was confusing dehydration and gas for nausea, although the nausea med did help, but what helped more was to prevent the dehydration. So I've been drinking water like crazy. Now let's see if I brought in my water bottle. Why am I always asking if I brought in my water bottle? Because I keep saying I'm going to show it. Still don't have it. It's 28 ounces though. Where is it? I should be sipping on it all the time. 28-ounce bottle. I carry it around with me. I think I got mine at Kohl's. If you're a Kohl's fan, though, you'll know that their inventory changes all over the place and all the time. But you should be able to find large water bottles somewhere. The reason why I like it, I don't have to keep refilling it every 16 ounces, because then it seems like I've got a million to fill up. Whereas this thing, if I can get through it twice, 28 ounces times 2, that's 56, and add in my protein shake. So I have more than enough fluids for the day. And even if I get through it 1.5 times, still enough fluids for the day, most likely. So these are some of the loose ends I wanted to tie up. Some of them are, or maybe all of them, are duplicates of things I've said, but I hope I clarified them a little bit. Week 1 overall, I want to say, especially for those of us who are over 40 or are not maybe in the best of shape, or like me had gone through a lot of other things health-wise prior to surgery, you may not bounce back immediately, and I think that's to be expected. This sounds like common sense, but I have to tell myself too. Every time I'll get a spurt of feeling really good, and then I'll try to go and do something like it's a normal day, and then my butt gets kicked. So note to self: allow yourself to heal. Another thing I wanted to mention too is that I reached out today to well, I had before, but I got a call back from Aetna. They have, in addition to them running my disability and medical insurance, they have an employee assistance plan that they work with my employer, and as part of that, I get free therapy sessions for a while. And what she's doing is she's helping me find someone who is an expert, hopefully in eating issues, like, you know, if you're an emotional eater for whatever reason, have turned to food for the wrong reasons like I did, or ate too much, maybe, you know, because you're pissed off or depressed or whatever, but and so you could sit down like I could with, you know, not only Ben and Jerry's but more than Ben and Jerry's little thing, or a pizza or whatever. You know, it was amazing the kind of food I could put away to the point of total discomfort, but I'd eat it anyway because the psychic pain that I was going through apparently was justifying it in my head. So I want to make sure that I start tackling those issues early on, like now. And same with the exercise. I'm not waiting to get started on that. I'm doing what little I can. Now, I was not one of the people who could walk like 5 minutes after my surgery. My legs were like rubber. 24 hours later is when I finally started being able to actually get out of my bed far enough to go into a bathroom. Otherwise, I had to use a commode. And but once I started going, once I was able to start getting around, then yeah, walking. I went to my physical therapist, started doing, you know, some of the exercises with her, and more walking. So I have the body bag here on my arm that I showed the other day. That gives me my calorie count of calories burned for the day. It lets me know whether I really did get some work done, and whether I pretty well outstripped my calorie intake for the day. Because my calorie intake is probably higher than most. I hear a lot of people who are trying even months later to stay under 600. I haven't been under 600, but maybe one day. I'm more at 800 because of all the protein shakes that I've been drinking, and I'm fine with that. I feel like so long as I'm burning the extra couple hundred, it's all good. I'm getting the exercise, number one, and number two, I'm keeping the protein up. I do not want to lose my muscle tone, and I don't know about anyone else, but I have this great big fear of the big loose skin thing going on. If I can keep things toned, or get things toned and then keep them toned to the extent of whatever I can, I am going to. Trust me, I'm going to. I'm very determined. So whether my determination will equal to results, we'll see. But you know, I'm gonna go down fighting. So anyway, those are some of the loose ends, a few extra things, and a lot of repeat stuff. Sorry if it's bored you to tears, but hey, you're still listening to this, so guess not. I want to thank you, and you have a great night, and thank you for those of you who have subscribed, and the rest of you who are just, you know, checking in a little bit. God bless you, and you have a good evening.